what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Boy, isn't that something? You know, it's kind of that's kind of collective. You know, what can you do for the government? Kind of what can you do for your country? But then again, when everybody's asking, what can the government give me? What can they do for me? I want, social, I want food stamps, and I want housing, and I want free phones, and I want this and this and this and this. That's a bad thing. Oh, by the way.
Welcome to At Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there.
Hi.
I got a little distracted.
You did.
I don't want you to say on the air what it is. It's personal, but are these still good?
I think so. There was some law that said they can't really expire type of thing,
Gee, I wonder what I'm talking about. Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it, though.
Well, it could be me. I'm going to expire sometime. I just don't want to expire soon.
And I guarantee that with the current administration in charge, they would definitely sign into law a law that says that you're not allowed.
Yeah, they're gonna keep me alive. See, I want to die doing the thing I love most, and that's living. So we're all going to die while we're living.
Good news is you will.
I will.
So,
hey,
248-455-ODDS, 248-455-6337 if you're listening right now.
Scheduled
at 8 p.m. We are
hang
live.
Thursday, June 26, 2014. But we're going to talk a little bit about the UN in Detroit.
I was trying to skip this part.
I know. These are teasers.
We're in Canada. Woohoo!
No, we're not.
Right.
Supreme Court decision. We're going to talk about the IRS emails, immigration, killing open carriers. That's open carrier of firearms, and a lot more. We're in the back room of the Doublethink bar and studio. In what country, Nate?
Canada.
No, you're supposed to say, Eurasia or whatever the 1984 country was.
Why would I lie and say someplace that we're not actually in? What kind of legitimate talk show would open up by just claiming they were in some country that they weren't in? Are you kidding me?
Especially a literary country that's fictional.
Right. Like Eurasia
we are in
or Persia.
We are in Canada. And
nobody's in Persia anymore.
All we needed was an enhanced driver's license, no passport, coming from the United States, right? That's true.
Yeah, I suppose.
I have a passport.
If you're going to call that.
I also have the little card.
It's revoked now. You do have a passport,
right,
but
no good.
It's no good.
But I have a passport.
You cannot leave.
A passport. Do you have a passport? Papers, please. Hey, I didn't realize this, but, all this problems we've had with the current government stuff, why? Since when did it become all right to sue the president?
Last Tuesday?
I guess.
Actually, I think it was yesterday.
Let's just sue the guy.
Was it? Just sue him.
I wonder how the federal court will deal with that.
No, it's
since
cool.
They're all appointed by him.
Look, and Eric Holder will take up that lawsuit.
You can't do that. He's acting within the Constitution.
Won't be a
He's
problem.
got immunity like all the police officers that kill dogs and people. Foreshadowing.
Really, just stop shooting at dogs. I mean, really?
We'll get to that in a minute. Sue the president.
I think it's always relevant.
Sue the president.
Yeah, so you're talking about John Boehner, Speaker of the House,
who may or may.
Yeah. So I was
big news.
I was watching Fox News the other day, and a bunch of times, like every 5 minutes, they have that thing.
The crawler.
Fox. No, during the show, they
really?
act like they do the Fox News alert. It's really annoying because they do it for everything, and they act like it's breaking news. It comes up big graphic and everything. Oh, Fox News alert! John Boehner, Speaker of their House, says he will announce
That
whether he will sue the president or whether he will not.
Duh.
That's not breaking news.
Bill O'Reilly is constipated. Stay tuned for more.
Bill O'Reilly was apparently upset by the people that tried to get Hillary Clinton
To do what?
to sign up. She's selling a book, Hard Choices.
Hard choices.
And somebody asked her to make a hard choice, asked her to sign it and make it out to Chris Stevens.
We talked about that last week.
Right. Bill O'Reilly apparently is upset about
He
that.
didn't think that
says
was
it
cool.
wasn't nice.
Oh, come on.
It wasn't nice.
What a dink. I don't like him.
Come on.
Even if he is Irish Catholic. I don't like him.
He's Catholic Irish.
No, he's Irish
There's a
Catholic.
difference.
There is.
Yep.
Tell that to me grandmother.
Okay.
Naomi McGovern.
But yeah, so I don't
we
I don't
go
know.
with it.
I thought you knew whether he said he was going to sue or not. I don't keep up on the news.
Well, I haven't heard.
Why would I do
definitely,
that?
but because it's part of your night job.
Yeah, well,
Don't give up our day job. God, no.
you get what you pay for.
That's right. Are these people paying for it?
They're getting what they're paying for.
We're so glad you're listening. Do not. No. Oh, I heard a few turning off and
They're
going to their Facebook page now.
We want to thank you for listening to At Odds, but you know that it's not free.
Yes. So if you could, if all our listeners could just contribute and donate $1 million each, we only have 7 listeners. That would be $7 million. That's $3.5 million each,
and that'll get us through August.
and because we have a cocaine and heroin problem.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No,
we don't do drugs.
It's not a problem.
We do alcohol, but not drugs.
We've got it pretty much figured out.
What's that? Mainlining heroin? Slap. There you go.
Talking about. All right,
Slap
that's
those veins.
enough.
Okay.
That's enough.
All right.
I was talking to one of those 7 listeners that you were talking about
Right.
today.
Oh, yeah.
One of the loyalist ones.
Yeah, one of our good guys.
And yeah,
he's got a really high IQ because he listens to our show.
he also may or may not be a male, but that's all right.
And he may or may not actually listen to the show.
Anyway,
It's somebody we know on the street. He was out in front of the
she brought this story
post
up,
office.
and it's about
She did?
it's about Detroit. And I don't know if you know, but Detroit's not doing very well financially.
You don't say.
And recently, well, like every utility company, when people don't pay their water bill,
I have good news about Detroit after you, though.
when people don't pay their water bill, they go ahead and shut off the service
Right.
of water because the people didn't pay their water bill. Okay, and that's what happens when you have public utilities.
Well, it happens when you have private ones, too.
Yeah. Do you
You know a pay, you know get a
do you know of
get a water.
any actual free market private utilities? I mean, the basic utilities.
I suspect there's some.
I don't know of any. I
Yeah,
actually
I
don't.
I suspect there are some.
Okay, there probably are somewhere.
There's some co-op ones that are owned by the members of the. I belong to one up northern Michigan. It was a co-op for electrical and stuff. We actually get dividends from it and stuff.
Okay, well, there you go then.
So it's owned by a collective.
and it's not regulated and kind of
I'm
driven
sure it's
by
regulated
the government.
like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
But it's like a credit union. Everybody who
Yeah,
is in on
I
that
get
is
it.
the owner.
I get
Okay,
it. My
yeah.
point is, none of them
But it's not
escape
common.
the drives of the government.
No, you can't.
Anyway, they're shutting off people's water service in Detroit because these people are not paying their water bill.
Yeah, what 30,000? It was
It was a lot. Okay, and I suspect some of it has to do with the fact that the city is in trouble and they need to stop the bleeding.
Well, and it's been, but from my sources and what I've heard is that this has been going on for decades,
I'm sure.
off and on. That people are paying.
Not
But anyways,
paying their bills, and
I have
and
a
they don't-
follow up to your.
They don't get the services that they don't pay for.
Right. Well, and that they've been working with them, trying, it's kind of a last resort type thing. Is
Sure.
what I'm hearing.
Yeah, sure.
So-
Sure, but
so your
the
point
city's
is-
in trouble. They have a financial manager now appointed by the governor, who
And they
has
have a
to
new-
straighten
they
things
have-
out.
They have a new mayor.
They have a new mayor,
Dugan.
one that's not,
Actually doing some good stuff.
Yeah,
and that's
not
what I want
ripping
to talk
things
about
off.
in a minute. Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it in a minute, Brian.
Okay, get to it. Come on, we only have an hour and a half.
Some group, this tree-loving group.
As you said, a hippy-dippy group.
I did call them a hippy-dippy group, didn't I? They decided that it's not fair that people are having their water shut off when they don't pay their water bill. So, you know what they do instead of helping people pay their water bill? They call the United Nations.
Which is disgusting.
Has no business in this country. We have no business being part of the United Nations. Because what it is a one-world government. That's really the goal of it, and that's what it's doing.
That's exactly what they want to do. But where is the UN headquarters?
It's not in Detroit.
No, but close. What country is it in?
Canada?
Nope, it's in
Russia.
A big country.
Formerly
Luxembourg, a world-leading country, but not anymore.
Mexico.
No,
it must be.
Listen, it's in New York City, United States.
Yeah. So they're not too far from Detroit. A small little drive with their tanks. They could come over and turn people's water back on.
Right. So the UN said it's a human rights violation.
Yeah.
Right?
That everybody has a right to water.
Well,
which, okay, fine.
They qualify it, and they said they have a right to water if they cannot pay for it.
They did say that it's different if you have the money but
refuse
don't
to pay. Now, what I heard on the radio today was that when they shut off these 30 or 40,000 people homes water, that 2/3 of them suddenly paid their bills and
where'd they get the money? I mean, you can't.
Well, I don't know
that
where
doesn't
they
mean
got
that
the
they had it sitting in their dressing room.
I don't know where they got the
it.
money, but that's a lot.
It's the kind of thing that if you don't have it, you're going to need it.
And the city came out and said this is sort of a custom cultural thing that when they found out that we're not shutting people's water off,
in
the past, that people were just refusing to pay it.
I buy it.
So this was sort of a last ditch effort to say, hey, wake up. You're not getting this for free.
Yeah, no, I
and
get
all of
that.
a sudden, 2/3 of them start paying it. I'm all for helping people out that can't pay. Right? If they are really indigent and they need help, they should be able to have water. Right? You need to have water for thirst and bathing and cooking. That's fine. But all of a sudden, the majority of the people that were shut off all of a sudden came up with their water.
Sure. Yeah. But I mean,
your point is the UN has no business.
The UN has absolutely no business in this. And this hippy dippy group that I don't remember their name and I don't care what their name is. You might have a right. You do have a right to life, right? And I think you have a right to water.
Yeah, like you do.
But I don't think that you have a right to some organization, government or not, supplying water to your home.
Right.
I don't think you have that right. Now, the reason this is a problem is because of things like stories we've reported on before where it's illegal for you to not use that water source or to collect rainwater, that sort of thing. That's the problem.
Right.
The problem isn't that we need that people have a right to be supplied with water. The problem is that they actually should have the right and should have the ability to collect their own water any way they want.
Right.
And the UN just we should just tear their headquarters down,
that pisses
ship
me
them
off
across the ocean.
It's like airing the
dirty
laundry, out there. It's none of the UN's business. It's Detroit's and the state of Michigan's business, in the United States business. The good news is the streetlights. This is what I want to talk about too in Detroit. This was staggering. I heard this today. There's like between 80 and 90,000 streetlights in the city of Detroit that do not work. And that's about half. So that's 180,000 streetlights in the city of New York, or Detroit.
Hang on. How many accidents are there at those intersections?
These are not flashing lights or stoplights. These are just, streetlights.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so these are street lights that light up the
I don't know why I was.
I know.
I don't know why.
My wife made the same conclusion.
That makes sense. That's where I got it. Too. Yeah, she told me to ask you.
Did she? Yeah. Well, what are you doing with my wife? What?
What?
So, anyways, 80,000 lights are out. Right? That's a lot of lights.
It is.
And you'd think, well, that's bad enough, but they're not using any electricity, but the city is still paying for those lights that aren't even working.
Paying who?
They're paying, I don't know. The electric company,
paying them what?
The city. They're paying them $28 million a year.
So they just have a flat.
A flat
we're going to pay
fee.
this for the electricity.
And that gets to my point about management, which we'll get there in a minute. So almost 80 to 90,000 lights don't work. They're paying $28 million a year. The new mayor, Dugan, comes in, and for the last 6 months, I don't know where he's getting the money. I don't know what he's doing. But he's got crews out there that are starting to get the streetlights back up, and they're averaging 500 streetlights a week. Guess what they're doing? They're putting LED lights in.
Yeah.
All right. One of the problems they had was the old lights were copper coils because they were the old-fashioned lights. They took a lot of power. They had the thicker cable for the copper wire, and a lot of scrappers were stealing that copper.
Sure.
So that's one issue. So the LEDs, they use a lot less electricity. They can use aluminum wiring for it. The other problem was the street lights were like in a series, like Christmas tree lights where one light went out and a bunch of them go out. They're changing that over, so they're modernizing it. So they're doing LEDs, aluminum that takes away the incentive to steal the copper, and they're brighter, so they can replace those 80 to 90,000 lights with 60,000 lights and get the same coverage, right? So less lights, but guess how much it costs a year?
$28 million.
$5 million
versus
$28 million.
I'm glad we have government because otherwise we wouldn't have streetlights.
Well, I'm not going to get into that argument. What I'm going to get into that argument is look at the management it had before. And I'm not going to say who it was or what it was or how corrupt it was. But $28 million a year going out every year for a product that they weren't getting anything. And then the technology is there to replace it for, I don't know, a fifth of the cost.
That's good.
Anyways, I want to mention that.
Hopefully that is that going to be a decrease in tax money?
Nobody pays taxes in Detroit, so I.
Well, no, but I mean, how much state money's going to it?
I don't know how much state or federal money is going to this. But the thing is,
you don't, because I mean, didn't we just give them a bunch?
Oh yeah, they did.
Okay, well,
but
they're saving somewhere else. I mean,
I'm saying, well, the guy they talked to one of the guys that were fixing the lights, and he said, "Oh, it's great." He says, "Other than the garbage and the dogs, dealing with that," he says, "people are loving us. We're like heroes."
Yeah.
And they're bringing us coffee, and they were there this winter when it was so cold. They were bringing out hot chocolate to the crews, and they were just so grateful to get light on their streets because I think there is a deterrent there for crime.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes people feel somewhat civilized that they're in a city that maybe
the street
vibrant,
lights are working.
And they're working,
right. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, Terry Lynn Land, Supreme Court, lots of good stuff. We'll be right back.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Then with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
150 million people suffer from headaches. All you want is for the pounding in your head to stop. Migralex stops the pounding. Migralex was developed by a neurologist and founder of the New York Headache Center.
I'm neurologist Dr. Alex Mauskop. After studying and researching the human brain for 25 years, I've developed Migralex, which eliminates pounding headaches. It works for my patients, and I'm so convinced it will work for you. I don't just guarantee it, I put my name on it.
Dr. Mauskop's Migralex gets rid of headaches fast without harsh caffeine, sodium, or preservatives.
Migralex works unbelievably fast, and it's gentle on my stomach.
Find out how to get your free bottle of Migralex. Call 800-559-7387. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 callers, you'll also receive the Migralex Quick Tips to Headache Relief absolutely free. That's 800-559-7387. Or go to migralexrelief.com. MIGRALEX relief.com. Or call 800-559-7387.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys.
Good evening. When I'm not out sucking blood, I'm listening to the At Odds Show with Nate and Brian. Those two guys drive me batty. Batty, who writes this crap? Where's the writer? I want to suck his blood.
And welcome back to At Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there.
That's me over here.
I wanted to talk real quick. A mutual friend of ours was involved in, somewhat involved in a local state campaign for the Senate race, Carl Levin's seat, right? With
I wouldn't call that local. State.
That's why
it's
I corrected my. I guess
Senate
after
position.
I correct myself, it might be appropriate for you to try to correct me again. That would be cool.
I think you were wrong at the beginning.
It'll keep us moving along.
You were wrong at the beginning. It's not
make
local.
Sure
it
we
was
don't get
sort
hung
of
up on
sort of a state and almost national thing because it's a U.S. senator. What?
Yeah. It is a national election because
it's a U.S. senator.
Yeah,
from Michigan.
But you have to live in Michigan and be a resident of Michigan and also be a citizen of the United States of America and also be alive to vote for it.
Not necessarily alive.
Only if you're going to vote Republican.
No, Democrat.
No.
No, if you're going to vote Democrat,
no, you're wrong.
You don't have to be alive.
Well, right. That's not what I said.
What did you say?
I said you do have to be alive and a Michigan resident and a United States citizen.
When a person dies and is buried, it seems to certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Voters.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, he was invited to walk in the 4th of July parade with the Terry Lynn Land crew.
Right. She's running for, I think, a Michigan senator position. I don't know.
Something.
Something like that.
All right. So Terry Lynn Land, she was the former Secretary of State of Michigan.
For Michigan.
And anyway, so
a Republican.
He asked. He asked.
No,
well,
he was asked. Yeah, okay. You're right.
Go ahead. Tell the story because you're going to piss me off. This is what happens. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Let me get the prep sheet, and then we can just read it.
No,
go ahead. Go.
We don't have a prep sheet.
Tell the story.
She's a Republican running for, I think, a U.S. Senator from Michigan.
I don't remember.
And he was asked to walk in her parade as a local Democrat in his area. Right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. 4th of July parade.
Local Democrat in his area?
I'm sorry, not Democrat. Ooh, I was a zombie there for a minute. Go ahead. Take over.
No,
you do it.
All right. Anyway, so he asked, hey, what's her take on guns? Right? Does Terry Lynn Land support gun rights?
This guy's a pro-gun guy.
Important.
Yeah.
Well, good news.
Oh, what?
Good news.
What?
She was rated A or A+ or whatever the crap they use at the NRA.
Oh, the NRA rated her A.
Yeah, so that means it means exactly what we found out. Yeah. So he said, well, that's fine. She won't mind then if I walk in the parade and carry my firearm.
Open carry. He's an open carry guy.
Yeah. And apparently he got a call back that said, well, actually, could you either not show up at all or just leave the gun at home?
Yeah.
That would be good if you could do that.
We're pro-gun, but we don't really want to
we don't really want to associate with those sorts of things because, we're running for a political office, and so things that are political in nature
and controversial
really don't
We want to
fit
avoid those things.
With what? Because remember,
we don't like that.
Remember, folks, she is an electable conservative.
I was just going to say that.
Wait, I don't know if she is anymore.
No, she
started out being an electable.
That's what she said. Electable conservative, right?
And I asked her several times.
You did. I remember
what
that.
Does that mean?
Yeah.
What is an electable conservative?
And she dodged you.
And she dodged me and then just dropped
shortly after that. Then she said,
they're
I'm
not
no longer
using that anymore. And I'll tell you
what
what an electable conservative means. It means liberal.
I'm liberal.
Is what it means. It means not conservative at all.
Or one could say moderate.
Yeah. It's liberal.
Moderate.
That's a liberal. Now, the thing is, from the choices that I see, she's probably going to win.
She won't
and that's
win.
going to be better than any Democrat.
They are not going to elect a Republican senator from the state of Michigan.
I don't know. I think so. No, I think so.
Won't happen.
I think it will happen this time.
It will not happen.
It will. You want to bet?
Mark my words. I will bet you a microbrew. Oh, what? Some Traverse City brew beer.
Okay.
Noted.
Yep.
So, anyways, we support guns, but not really.
Yep. We support them. We just don't want to be associated with them. But also, or see them. Or, really, you should just keep your tactical advantage and keep it concealed is what you should do.
They didn't even say that.
No, they didn't say that. I know.
They said leave it the hell away from us. I hope that he open carries right next to her.
Well, I imagine that they can't really stop it.
I think he's going to.
Yeah.
I hope he does.
Well, we'll see how that goes then.
Let's see. We are looking at some Supreme Court rulings. A couple of them there's been a few, but we're going to talk about a couple, I think. You had one about some kind of National Labor Relations Board thingies. I'm not up on that, so you take it.
All right. And I'm not as prepared for this as I wanted to be because that's how I roll.
Life happens.
There's this thing. Once in a while, Congress gets tired of sitting in class, and they need a break. So they go on recess. They go out. They play on the seesaw. They go down the curly slide.
Right.
A little bit of tetherball.
Hide and seek.
That's a good one. Tag.
Tag, you're it.
Freeze tag is a good one.
Dodgeball.
They used to play dodgeball.
But not anymore.
It's not safe anymore. No. They play a little baseball.
What about duck, duck, goose?
By the way, can you explain this to me?
Oh, jeez.
The congressional baseball game just happened last week or 2 weeks ago or something. Democrats play the Republicans in a fun little baseball game.
Softball?
Baseball.
Really?
Well, it used to be baseball. Huh. I'm pretty sure it's baseball.
I would think.
Anyway, my point is,
it would be a big old softball.
My point is, and this will not make people happy, but I've seen this video going around of Ron Paul being the greatest thing ever in the congressional baseball history.
What?
I didn't understand. I don't understand.
He's probably a good athlete.
That was in 83.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
It was in 1983, the video I saw, and he hit all right.
Was he in Congress in 83? He was in med school then or something.
I don't know. Well, no, I think he was in Congress, and they mentioned...
Oh, Ron Paul.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking Rand
They
Paul.
mentioned that he was by far the best gynecologist on the field.
Okay.
So, but I'm just wondering why this video is being passed around. I just don't...
So why would he be good with balls?
Get it.
Gynecology.
Okay, so what happened back in 2012 is Congress was not in session necessarily
at the time.
And there were a few positions on the National Labor Relations Board that needed to be filled. This is a board that the people are appointed. Generally what happens is the president makes a nomination to be appointed, and the Senate reviews it and either approves it or does not approve it. They weren't in session at the time. They weren't physically there debating or whatever the hell they do.
They were in recess.
They were not in recess.
Oh, they weren't.
They weren't.
They just weren't there.
Know nothing about this case, do you? They just weren't there. They were taking a break. I mean, it was a long break, but that doesn't matter. Obama knew that his nominations would not be easy to get through, so he just made the appointment, said, I have to get them filled. It's an emergency, and I use my power to make a recess appointment. Congress wasn't on recess because the way it works is that the houses of Congress have to say, we're on recess now. Okay. And they weren't. Okay. And these three people got appointed.
So there was some protocol that was breached.
There sure was. There was some law. The Constitution was not followed, is what happened.
So that's pretty clear.
Which is no surprise. It's pretty clear. The Supreme Court, surprisingly, 9-0, unanimously said that, in fact, Obama... those were not legitimate appointments. Congress itself decides when it's on recess and when it is not on recess.
So this happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2012.
Okay, so they've been sitting on this board for 2 years.
Yeah, well, right.
Making decisions.
Yep,
and
sure they have.
Stuff.
They have.
But Supreme Court said no more, right?
Said no more. Now, I don't know what's happening to those three. I assume they should be booted off, and they should at least have to go through the process.
I would think so.
They should have to be confirmed, I would think. Now, if you Rand Paul, you think, well, that just means that I have to confirm them no matter what. Because English is
I hope he
tough.
Say
but no, I mean, he says that he takes the advise and consent wording in the Constitution literally. That he has to basically talk about it, say what he feels about it, and then give consent to the appointments. I mean, that's essentially, at least a couple years ago, that was the statement he was making.
Well, maybe he's matured.
I hope so. His dad might have knocked some sense into him.
Said, hey, listen.
Said, hey, I will teach you how to hit a baseball if you stop saying stupid things like this.
Teach you how to hit the slider.
No. Actually, he can't. He can't hit a slider or a changeup. He can hit a fastball.
Who can? Rand?
Well, he probably not anymore, but he could. Ron Paul.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe.
Good news is there's not too many pitchers in Congress, especially Democrats, although the Democrats almost always win. So that's because...
Well, yeah, that's odd.
I guess.
All right. Okay, are you done with that? Because there was another decision.
Yeah, there was another decision. There has been a restriction on the protest area around abortion clinics.
Right.
Which set up basically a perimeter around an abortion
like
clinic.
36 feet or something.
It was a lot.
No, it was 36 feet.
That said, you cannot protest the abortion clinic in this area.
Right. You had to be outside that 36.
Yep.
I think it was 36 feet.
Once again, in a unanimous 9-0 decision, the Supreme Court said that area starts to affect sidewalks. Now we're telling people in this country that they can't protest on a public sidewalk.
Yeah, a First Amendment issue.
That's exactly what they ruled on. So that's a great win also. You can, in fact, protest on the sidewalk.
Right. Not so much on their private property, but public
areas. I agree with that.
Yeah,
completely agree with that.
Yeah. So that was a couple. There was also a third decision, and this one they've made some bad decisions on the Fourth Amendment in the past. This one, they hit it out of the park. This was Riley versus California, and this was about, can police, whether they arrest you or not, can they access your phone and the records and the information that are in your cell phones without a warrant? And basically they said no. That, and I want to read this because I know you love when I read stuff, but this is one of the things they said. It's short, but they basically said, no, you have to have a warrant if you want to get into somebody's cell phone, even if you arrest them. Because there's cases where that once you are arrested, they can search your person, your vehicle. They can also search your car for inventory purposes. So that's really slaughtered the Fourth Amendment without a warrant. But here they said no. They said modern cell phones are not just another technological convenience. With all they contain and all they may reveal, they hold for many Americans the privacy of life. The fact that technology now allows an individual to carry such information in his hand does not make the information any less worthy of the protection for which the founders fought, right? Our answer to the question of what police must do before searching a cell phone seized incident to an arrest is accordingly simple. Get a warrant. I love it.
Yeah, and this goes back to someone who I don't always agree with, and I forget her name, Greta Van Susteren on Fox News. We talked about it, where she said the Fourth Amendment is clear. It really couldn't be any more clear.
Right. She was talking to Hillary
Clinton. Hillary Clinton. You cannot take stuff from people without a warrant.
And Hillary agreed with that.
Yeah, of course she did. She's
running.
She's
going
to be the next president. She has to agree to it until she's elected. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I want to, this is unannounced, but the next person I have here, I have a Starbucks gift card, $25 gift card to Starbucks. I don't support Starbucks, but the money's already been paid out.
Right.
$25.
That's pretty good.
The next person that sends us an email that says they want the Starbucks gift card, talk@oddshow.com.
Well, should they have a question or a comment?
No, they just need to send an email.
Oh, geez.
And we'll get back with you, and we'll figure out how to get this back to you. Talk@oddshow.com. Just mention the Starbucks gift card. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDoug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDoug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDoug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Then with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-771-0443. That's 800-771-0443. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. Now, it's your turn. 800-771-0443. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
At odds with the hosts. Sound off by calling 248-455-6337.
Hey, you're listening to At Odds. Thanks for listening. I'm Brian.
I'm Nate.
You want to talk a little bit about some lost emails?
Yeah, this has been something that most of you probably haven't heard about now. Because it's not in the news.
He said sarcastically.
It's small potatoes. It's nothing that I would even
Don't even worry about it. Nothing to see here. Pay
and
no
actually
attention.
what it is a distraction for what we're going to talk about next. All the kids coming.
Oh, immigration.
Yeah, but so Lois Lerner lost all of her emails. Well, she didn't. I mean, the IRS did, because the IRS is just generally bad at dealing with data. Because that's not what they're about. Now,
all the agents are CPAs, so what do they know?
Don't forget that the IRS is, in fact, the enforcement arm of Obamacare.
Yes, now.
So, our health care, your life.
25,000 semi-automatic weapons or something?
Well, that's to make sure that you stay healthy.
8 billion rounds of ammunition.
Just to make sure you stay healthy. Yeah. So, as long, we're safe as long as you're not overweight. You don't eat junk food. You don't drink alcohol.
We're both overweight.
We both
more so than you.
Junk food and drink alcohol, so that's not good.
Dang it. Let's go to Canada.
I heard they have great free health care.
Yeah, it's great. You pay
break your leg? Well, that's okay. You can wait.
90% of your wages go to taxes, but other than that, it's great.
All right. So anyway, two Republicans, of course, Louis Gohmert and Bill Flores from both from Texas. They introduced this bill. So I said.
You said Gohmerts.
No, did I?
I don't know.
Gohmer.
I don't listen to
I don't know. Whatever. Louis Gohmert.
Couple of Texans.
Yeah. They introduced the Identify and Recover Sent Emails Act. That's IRS Emails Act. What it does, it proposes $1 million reward for the person that can find Lois Lerner's lost emails.
Oh, and there's people out there that probably can do that.
There are some people that probably can do that. Edward Snowden probably can.
Yeah, he's got him right now. He's sitting on him.
500. Well, the NSA. I'm wondering who's going to jump up from the NSA and say, "I'll take that $1 million."
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what. Keep it a secret until I get across the border.
Live in the Soviet Union.
Send me to Russia.
Oh, it's not Soviet Union anymore. Russia.
Now, are you talking about here?
What?
Soviet Union? I mean,
not the U.S. Soviet Union.
The socialist. Oh, okay.
Not the United States Socialist Republic.
All right. Also, a $500,000 reward for information that would help
prosecute
the people who lost the emails, basically. Anyone who willfully destroyed the emails, knowing they were evidence, $500,000 for that.
Not bad.
And my favorite, a 20% reduction in the salary of all IRS employees until the emails are found.
Ooh, that would find them.
You would think that someone would start working on that.
So you think it could be an IRS employee that actually gets the $500,000
and the million, and then a 20% bump after they take the 20% loss. Now, I propose an amendment to this, and that's that the 20% decrease, they just keep it
permanent.
Yeah, I that's what I propose. Now, really, my amendment, I would compromise.
Well,
my amendment would be a 100% decrease in the salary of all IRS employees.
Oh, you're talking about eliminating.
I'm talking about eliminating the
Right.
IRS altogether.
Yeah.
But 20% is a good start.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a good start.
I don't know that we need to punish people that may not be culpable in this.
No. Okay,
but I get your point.
Do you think that this bill is going to go anywhere?
I think with Obama in office, it could go. Yeah, it could go.
Where? In the trash?
Probably.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
It
It's
could
not
go
going anywhere.
It could go in the same file as his birth certificate.
It'll be right with Lois Lerner's emails. Is
Yep.
where this
And
is
his
going to
birth
be.
certificate.
Yeah, it's going to have a hole drilled in it, and it's going to be in Hawaii.
Hawaii's nice.
Mm-hmm. It'd be
So-
nice. It'd be nice to be born there.
I think a lot of people are not falling for this, right? They're
What, the
saying,
IRS?
Yeah,
Of course they're not.
How convenient that.
Yeah, I mean, you
lost them
heard the rant, Paul Ryan, I think.
Yeah, and not only did we delete the emails, but all the computers were smashed up and recycled. I don't know what they do with them when they recycle them.
Turn them into another computer.
No, they go to North Korea.
Do they? Yeah. But they don't destroy them first. They just send them to North Korea.
Yeah, that's good enough. They'll go,
whatever. We'll see if the emails turn up. This bill won't do anything, of course.
No.
I mean,
this is posturing. This is political posturing.
It's like the moron physicist that offered $10,000 for anybody that can unrefutably prove that climate change is not real. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you
could turn it around on him. I'll give you $10,000 if you can give me unrefutable proof
that it is
that climate change, man-made climate change, is happening. I mean, it's the same thing. You can't. There's relatively few things in life that would qualify
as 100%.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's a physicist, so really, what does he know?
Nothing.
I mean, really,
he doesn't know any more than a geologist.
You have geologist.
Yeah.
You have physicist.
Right.
And
they're very equal.
They're
brilliant people.
They're very equal. So you're going to talk to me about different degrees of right and wrong, and you're going to say very equal.
I can say
that's
that.
kind of a unique statement.
They're very. You couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah.
Nathan.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's talk about immigration real quick before we have to go to a break.
In particular, the surge. I like to use that term.
Mm-hmm.
The influx of tens of thousands of poor little babies.
I mean, we're talking 60,000 from Guatemala and Honduras.
Poor little babies coming across.
It's a humanitarian crisis. What we need to do,
and it is sad because they're being manipulated and used, and there are some young kids that are coming across, but some of those and are gang members, just from
allegedly.
the tattoos.
Oh, come on!
They're bringing across all kinds of diseases, and
that tattoo thing is really annoying me. It's dumb.
What?
I mean, really?
No,
tattoos. Come on, they don't mean anything.
Certain tattoos do mean
right.
something.
Yep. And if I wear a red shirt,
are you saying that if you tattoo a teardrop underneath your eye, that you haven't killed somebody?
That you're not really crying. Yep.
That means you killed somebody.
Oh, okay.
Well, you don't know anything about tattoos.
Yeah, I guess I'll just cover mine up then.
You couldn't punch your way out of a wet paper sack.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does, and the fact that you boxed makes me regret I said that. All right, gangs, disease. I don't know. You talked about underwear and transportation. What was really suspicious was that months before they started coming across the border, there was inquiries into finding transportation, lodging,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. This seems to be orchestrated.
You can look at the FBO website. It's the Federal Business Opportunities website, where they put out requests, basically requests for purchases. We're looking for somebody that can do this. Either give us these goods or give us this service. And back in January, 6 months ago, they were looking for somebody that could transport up to 60,000 illegals and transport them around the country.
I don't think they said illegals. I think they probably just said people.
Immigrants. I don't think it was. Okay. I think it was clear that they were not citizens,
not documented.
Yeah, and they were looking for people with child care
facilities,
capabilities. And basically, what they're doing, shipping these people in, and they're distributing them amongst the country. They're trying to send them to all these different states. That makes perfect sense because what it is. It's Democrat voter registration, really, is what it is.
Oh, come on. How does a 12-year-old vote?
How does a dead person vote? How do illegals vote? How does 105% of any county vote?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. This way, it's just easier. And if you don't require voter ID, then it's really easy.
Well, what some people are saying, it also puts a big demand on the resources of the country.
Of course it does.
So you want
Of course it does. The answer isn't, okay, let us put you on a plane and send you to California, New York, New Mexico, Michigan, Utah. Yeah. The answer is, sorry, all full. Be on your way. That's the answer.
Well, they can
do that. What they're doing is, if these people have families, which they're getting these cheat sheets on the other side of the border that tell them what to say to customs and to the border patrol. What they're doing, they're trying
illegals,
to, these kids or whoever are being sent in with notes that say, I belong to this family. They find the family who is here illegally, and they just give them the kid. They don't say, okay, let's all of you now. You're all deported now, which is the right thing to do. Yeah. That's not what they're doing. It's weird because New York, I think San Francisco maybe, and Baltimore, and Texas for sure, they're all saying, no, turn your plane around.
Right.
We don't want these people here because we can't sustain them.
Right. We can't.
Normally, we would be fine with it, but are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is a lot of people.
And Obama is a little pissed because he's saying, you will respect my authority.
But
and you will take these people, and he thinks that there is no state sovereignty anymore. This is reminiscent.
State sovereignty. How about national sovereignty? I mean, don't we have borders? I mean,
come on,
that's
Nate.
The thing. Man. And that we're going to have to take a break, but we're going to talk about the fence in a minute.
There are no borders, man. Those
so
are just illusions.
The thing that we were fed,
they're man-made, man. There's no borders.
Yeah, you know why there's cartel violence is because we have borders.
People
come
can
on,
go where they want, man.
The thing we were fed week after week when this started happening, this crisis started up, that it was children. It was a humanitarian crisis. These Honduran children were coming here escaping violence, escaping poverty, escaping all of these other things. These children, and how can you turn away a child?
You can't turn away a child.
The request for purchase of 50 or 60,000 pairs of underwear included 12,000 pairs of 6X and 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 pairs of 5X underwear. I have never seen in my life 10,000 children that wore size 5X underwear. Okay. Unless maybe there are 20,000 children, they're going to put them side by side in the same pair. I mean, come on.
They might put 3 kids to a pair of underwear.
They have to be adults.
Yeah.
They have to be. You're kidding me.
Yeah. And I guess when we come back, we can also talk about what Texas Governor Rick Perry is doing.
Yeah.
On sending the state police to the borders.
Yeah, which isn't really a bad thing.
No.
I mean,
we'll see how it goes.
I don't know. Is it going to be like Arizona where the federal government comes in and says, you cannot enforce federal laws?
You can't do that.
You can't do that because, look, there are borders. We're keeping them secure. I mean, the fence is mostly done. I mean, if you just look at the fence, it's mostly completed. So it's like, I don't know how they're getting in because there's a fence. And
Well-
I'm the president, and what I'm saying they
Come on, that's not true because
saying they can't be here.
They promised in 2006 to finish this fence, and there's it's not really done. And there's a federal judge that ruled on that as well.
Not long after, when he was president, Obama said the fence is mostly completed, and it was like 5%, 10% completed. It's not. It's mostly. It's almost started. Is what it was.
Listen to this: Texas governor has agreed upon spending $1.3 million a week.
Yeah, that's nuts.
To the Texas Department of Public Safety to conduct a surge of law enforcement operations near the border. $1.3 million a week.
All right, we'll finish that up when we get back. We'll be right back.
WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free. So small, it fits right on the bottle of strips. And if you call now, we'll also send you this stylish full-featured meter at no charge. That's 2 free meters. You can keep one in your pocket and leave the other one at home.
You can even hook it up to your computer so your doctor can track your results.
United States Medical Supply also delivers prescription medication right to my door, so I don't have to go to the drugstore anymore.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free. Call today.
Call 800-314-2626. 800-314-2626. That's 800-314-2626. Call today.
America's premier grassroots conservative talk radio network.
Red State Talk Radio.
If you're diabetic, this message could change your life. Is your blood sugar out of control even when you do all the right stuff? Are you afraid of diabetic blindness and the risk of amputation, as well as all those other side effects? Well, you should be. Is there anything that could help manage your blood sugar? Nobetes is a natural supplement that may quickly and dramatically lower your blood sugar.
My name is Bob Corder. I've been using Nobetes for about 3.5 to 4 months now. And in the first 3 months, I've actually lowered my blood sugars from 500s down to 139, and then it dropped to 88 to 93.
My name is Kirsten. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and while taking Nobetes, my blood sugar levels dropped from 295 to 115 in just 1 day.
The FDA hasn't evaluated these statements, and Nobetes isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But for many, it's helped drop their blood sugar. So if you've been evaluated with high blood sugar, don't delay. Evaluate Nobetes now. Call 800-554-7159 and get 2 bottles free. Just cover shipping and handling. Call 800-554-7159. That's 800-554-7159.
Red State Talk Radio. Real radio for real Americans.
Hi, this is Primo Mondoni, General Manager for Red State Talk Radio. We're now entering our 5th year of bringing you the very best in grassroots, common sense, conservative talk radio. Internet radio is a tough, competitive business, and I've come to realize that the station is going to advance that next level. It's going to require a significant increase in investments in both personnel and infrastructure. Up until now, commercial advertising has paid the freight, and while it's been enough to keep the doors open, it doesn't leave room for much else. That's why we're asking our listeners to consider making a donation to help us reach our goals. Monthly subscriptions begin at only $2 per month. All subscribers receive a free RedStateTalkRadio.com email account. All $4 per month subscribers and all one-time donations of $50 or more will also receive a free Red State Talk Radio t-shirt. I've run the numbers, and if only 10% of our listeners were paid subscribers, we'd be in a much better position for the expansion needed for 2014 and 2015. So please, consider supporting Red State Talk Radio today.
Tune in to Red State Talk Radio, the new media's talk monster for grassroots, common sense, conservative talk radio.
That's what freedom is all about.
Red State Talk Radio, WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Paraswabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is John Greenhut, the CEO of Paraswabs. And if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Paraswabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Paraswabs risk-free, call 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends, family, and coworkers talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963.
Tune in to Red State Talk Radio, the new media's talk monster for grassroots.
That's what freedom is all about.
Common sense.
I would be willing to use waterboarding.
Conservative talk radio.
Big spending liberal.
Red State Talk Radio. WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Commerce.
And welcome back to At Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there. Brian, say hi.
Hi. Hey, I'm not so smart.
Oh, boy.
Immigration?
Let's talk about immigration.
Well, you know.
No, I want to talk about immigration.
I don't.
Fine.
Underwear, 6XL.
Look, the thing about immigration that we wanted to talk about is bad news for those of us that think amnesty and open borders are bad. A federal judge, or not a federal judge, I think it was, a judge ruled.
Yeah, it was a federal judge.
That the border fence is unconstitutional.
No, she didn't.
What?
No.
What?
No, I actually.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I actually read the opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, it was in English, and so
it was difficult for me.
Yeah.
I had help. My wife helped me.
Okay, that's good.
She's Honduran. Honduran, get it? You know, she's not first language English. Anyways, you know, I've been seeing all kinds of things. You know, judge rules that fence is unconstitutional. I don't know where they're getting that. I think it's hype. And listen, I want truth. I want to get the best data that we can at the time that we're talking about it to be correct. Really, this was not addressing whether the fence was constitutional or not. It was addressing whether a FOIA request, Freedom of
Information Act.
Right, Freedom of Information request that this professor had asked for information on this fence that was proposed in 2006, 8, somewhere in there, a while ago.
Lots of times.
Yeah, and she wanted to get the information on the people whose property was going to be affected by this. In other words, this fence was going to have to go up across not only federal land, state land, but some private land, right? It was going to affect some private people. So she wanted information on who it was going to affect, how much they were offered for their land or leased for their land, and the comments the people made in regards to this fence going in. And the Border Patrol, when they answered the request, redacted a lot of information, mostly who the property owners were.
Yeah.
And that was the information that this professor wanted.
But
because her point was, I want to know what these people think. Are you taking advantage of poor people that own property along the border? Well, most of these are big ranchers, right?
Yeah, right.
I think. So I don't know how much it affected, but
the professor was on the other side of the issue probably than I am. But the point is, she wanted the information,
right? And I agree that certain information should be made available.
Yep.
Now,
but what the government's stance was that we're protecting
the privacy,
the people.
Right.
We're not giving you their names because we don't know what you're going to do. Now, if they were gun owners, if they owned guns, we would put it on a map for you.
You exactly right. Birth certificate, social security number, everything. Hair color, eye color.
Here's their address. Let me pull up the NSA surveillance. Well, right now they're on the corner of 3rd and North.
How often they poop, everything about them.
Yep.
But
Twice a day.
The border. Good for you. The Border Patrol said, we're going to redact some of that, and so it went up to this federal judge, and I suspect it will probably go to the Supreme Court. But basically, the judge said it was split. She granted and sided with the Border Patrol on some issues, and with the professor the citizen, I'm going to say, on some issues, and used precedent that was already out there. There was case law that already talked about what you can protect and what you can redact, and is that information more important than the privacy back and forth. But it never really talked about the constitutionality of the fence. That really wasn't involved at all. So it was much ado about nothing. So that's really what that was about. And
this is where all the lawyers need to give us a call and explain to us why Brian's wrong.
And if you give us a call, we will give you a gift card to Starbucks.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
No, we will not. Take that back. No.
We will
email talkit@oddshow.
We will give you nothing.
.com.
The other thing, another federal judge ruled that the no-fly list.
Yeah, so the thing that, terrorists and conservatives are on.
Right. Violates the Constitution. You cannot. How did they go? You cannot be on a no-fly list without, what do you want to call it? Challenging that or having recourse through the courts to get off that list. And that's what they ruled on.
Yeah, basically, once you're put on the list, there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do.
It says that, basically, it said that international travel is not a mere convenience or luxury, because people do it all the time. Indeed, for many international travelers, it's a necessity, right? And the federal judge wrote that, accordingly, on this record, the court concludes plaintiffs' inclusion on the no-fly list constitutes a significant deprivation of their liberty, interest in international travel.
Right. So I'm going to pick on your reading again, because you read the part that was less significant, in my opinion, and you paraphrased the part that I think warrants reading. The judge, and this was a huge ruling, by the way, the judge said that indeed for many international travel is a necessary aspect of liberties sacred to members of a free society.
Yeah. Well, I skip stuff because you always yell at me.
No, and what I'm saying,
read stuff.
what I'm trying to do is
teach me
nicely and quietly and privately,
subtly,
privately.
Yeah,
with
teach
our
you, 7
direct
listeners.
You on which parts you could read and which parts you could paraphrase. And what I'm saying is, her words of travel, being able to get on an airplane and fly wherever the hell you want,
sacred,
is a necessary aspect of liberty,
liberties
for
sacred.
A free society.
All right. What I like, how many people are on the no-fly list?
I don't know. A lot.
500?
10,000?
20,000.
Yeah.
Reasonably suspected of having ties to terrorism.
Oh, come on.
I don't believe that.
20,000.
About 500 of them are 500 citizens.
Huh?
That's it.
Okay.
So what they're saying in this is that you can't have a no-fly list with no means or regress to try to get off that list.
So what will happen is there will be a no-fly list appeals process put in place
somehow
that will take, I don't know, 80, 90 years
probably
to get through the whole process. So there's an appeals process.
So it's
but it's still going to be a no-fly list. You're still going to be on it, Brian. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. My name is Mohammed.
I don't know if that's the reason you got put on there.
No, it's probably because of the explosives.
Yeah, you're a geologist.
Trust me.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt.
I'm a geologist.
All right,
Chug Dug T-shirts.
I've been seeing this crap on the internet about these idiots that think
there's freedom
I was going the other way. Yeah, okay. So these idiots that think there's freedom,
they think they can do whatever they want.
They should be able to keep and bear arms.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's
like
weird.
there's something written in the Constitution
Will you
about that.
Stop doing that.
What, talking?
You unplugged your microphone and nobody heard what you said. Stop it.
I got it. Oh, it's in now.
Really?
There's female and male parts.
Oh,
I love it. I get them confused sometimes. Look
Why
at that.
Stop doing that.
Why is...
You're going to break it.
I hope not.
Wow.
That's really
It's on. Don't touch it.
Okay. I'm not going to say it then.
Oh, boy. All right. So, no, I've been seeing posts by people that are big and bad on the internet that are saying, well, when I see someone carrying a gun, I'm going to punch them.
Or I'm going to take their gun away.
Or I'm going to hit them in the head with something hard.
I'm just going to shoot them.
Or I'm going to shoot them.
I'm threatened.
If they're open carrying,
stand your ground.
I'm going to assume that they're going to shoot people because all criminals open carry.
No, wait a minute. Nope. Criminals seldom open carry.
Yeah, unless they're already shooting, and then it's pretty clear that
That's
they're
openly,
a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's brandishing, which is different. Anyway, this guy, some left-wing guy, he's on XM or Sirius Radio or something.
He's got some kind of
I don't know.
He's got 14 listeners.
He had
more than us.
He's double our size.
Yeah.
This is what he had to say, and I want to get your reaction, Brian, because I think you can't argue with his logic.
I guess what I'll do if I'm ever in that situation and I see one of these half-witted yahoos walking in with a weapon, high caliber.
What is it called?
I don't know what it is.
Rifle like that. I'll just put on a berserk act. I will just start screaming, gun, gun, gun. Watch out, everybody hit the deck. Guns, guns, everybody. And then dial 911. And I will say, shots fired, which will bring every damn cop within 15 miles. And then the half-wits with the long guns are going to panic and they're going to run out of the store. And if that rifle isn't shouldered properly, the cop is going to take a look at that and put a bullet right in their forehead.
Yeah, so as long as you have
it shouldered properly.
As long as you have it shouldered nice and tight to your shoulder, because otherwise that recoil hurts.
Right.
You keep it nice and tight up there.
About that, yeah.
If you have it like loose or off to the side or something,
or you're carrying it, even behind your back, or
because that's not shouldered properly.
And a semi.
This guy's a moron, an idiot moron who probably, if he does something like that, is going to get in some trouble. I would hope.
Yeah, there's a term for it called swatting.
Well, sure,
where you call in and exaggerate or even lie about a particular instance that requires a SWAT team to come in.
Right, and people
you say your neighbor is shooting a bunch of people and has got people in his house.
It's at least the famous cases. They get called to somebody's house. Somebody doesn't like someone, so they call up and say he murdered his wife and he's in there with a gun.
And full SWAT shows up, and a lot of times the police don't like that.
No, not too much.
And they actually go after people for doing that.
But if you call the police and say shots fired.
When
there aren't shots fired, and in fact, it's just people legally carrying firearms.
That's kind of a false police report.
It seems like it would be.
And stuff.
Now, we do know
this jerk would be criminally liable.
We do know from a previous court decision that does give the police justification for searching the people and detaining them and harassing them and taking away their Fourth Amendment rights. But I don't think it excuses the false report if you're there and you call the police. What is wrong with people that see somebody being peaceful, gun or not, and want them to get shot?
Yeah.
Who is the violent group? I mean, you talk about the violence of these nutcases that carry guns all over the place. Talk about how violent they are. Hillary Clinton talks about the violent minority that carries guns. They're violent. Everybody talks about how violent these gun owners are. Who are we seeing the threats of either physical harm or death come from? It's not from the gun carriers.
No. And it's not the gun carriers that are talking about shooting and killing and raping and pillaging people. It always seems to be the anti-gun people, the liberal left, that are always talking about, well, I'm going to shoot you. or I would just shoot you, or I'm going to call the police on you, and they wish harm on those people.
Yep. Yeah.
Who are the ones that should be taken out of society? Is it the
nobody?
Gun owners? Oh, nobody.
Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody should be, but these people need to get an education is what needs to happen. This moron thinks that just because he has a microphone and a table set up in a basement that he can say whatever the hell he wants.
That's right.
Stop it.
You were saying what you wanted? What was that? No,
but really.
Yeah, but we don't propose violence against people, do we?
Not people that don't deserve it.
Well, you do against me mostly, but
like I said.
Yeah. But not other people.
No, not these moron moms that are out there wanting children to get murdered.
And lying.
I don't wish any harm come about them. Now, I wish they would shut the hell up.
Or at least get the facts right and not lie and perpetuate misinformation.
Even the
and
peace
bad
team
data.
that tried to hug me, I don't even want them to get hurt. So they probably shouldn't hug me is what I'm saying.
It wasn't the hug so much as the French kissing.
Yeah, I mean...
He was all right.
Jeff was, I liked his ponytail. It wasn't.
Oh, boy. All right. So this guy is a nutcase. And, anybody that says that, even in jest, is not right.
Nope.
Don't listen to him.
There are certain types of people that you don't want owning and carrying firearms. He's one of them.
Yeah. And the police.
No. Well, only if your dog's around.
Right.
And it barks or it runs around in an open field.
We're just gonna say this. Nate and I both agree that we're gonna say, if you're a police officer, stop shooting people's pets.
Yep. Yeah. Well, just in general, I would say because
there's less lethal things.
Because really, other people are also starting to annoy me talking about shooting dogs. That it's the go-to move. That if there's a dog and the dog just kind of comes towards you,
right,
you got to shoot it because otherwise it might nibble on your ankle.
Right.
I mean, you're a grown man.
Or worse, lick your face.
It might, So if it comes running at you, because apparently as uneducated as you are, you can't really tell the difference between a dog that's trying to chew your throat out or just get attention.
Or police that actually go into people's yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's worse. That is worse.
And the dog is just merely protecting its territory. Come on.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, on the other side of the coin, if you have a dog, it's not hard to keep a dog from being aggressive. Get some training. If you can't handle it, give the dog to somebody who can.
I don't know. My dog, I was just doing this tonight. I was playing with it, and she was having a good time, and she was not aggressive, but her hackles went up.
That's normal.
And she was growling, because we were playing like tug of war, and we were playing stuff.
I guess we can do dog obedience 101. Hackles going up does not mean fear, aggression, anything like that all the time.
But I will bet you that most people would say that when a hackle goes up, the dog is ready to attack and bite.
And that's wrong.
I understand
that's what I'm saying. That is wrong.
But my point is the general public, that is the police.
would
see
that's
that.
What I'm saying. That is the general public. That's what I'm talking about. People that aren't police too. Everybody get an education on things, especially if your ignorant opinion is to just shoot it.
Well, listen, they can shoot people and get away with it. So what the hell's a dog if they shoot it?
Yeah, you're talking about police. Of course, I know, because they have to go home to their families.
Right, they have to go home.
And this guy's Weimaraner, that 2-year-old that the police shot.
Right, that he paid a lot of money for.
That
police
and that he officer may have not went home if he hadn't shot that dog.
Right, even
because he went into their fenced-in yard.
Even if the dog bit him. Worst case scenario, you don't have to kill the dog.
No, I agree. I mean, I completely agree with that. That you don't need to.
And I think more and more municipalities now, and even some states now, are addressing this by trying to pass some laws that are saying, police can't just shoot a dog for no reason.
Yep, I hope so. We're going to take one more quick break, and we'll be back to wrap it up.
Red State Talk Radio.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-771-0443. That's 800-771-0443. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. Now, it's your turn. 800-771-0443. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programiinfo.itt-tech.edu.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Done with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
And we're back. Thanks for listening to At Odds with Nate and Brian. I'm Brian.
And I'm Brian.
No, we sound a lot like people say that, so you can't tell who's talking.
People say that because they only listen to the show once ever.
I know.
Listen twice and you'll know.
You'll know.
Intelligent
good
Nate,
one.
not intelligent Brian.
Me, the best one, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
anyway, just a couple minutes left. So
yeah, really quick. I don't know. People were making a big fuss about this police officer who was selling a AK-47 out of the trunk of the squad car.
Oh, sorry.
Laceyville. Police officer Matt Chamberlain was on duty at the time, right?
Yeah.
That's the issue I have. If he's on duty, he shouldn't be doing private business.
Was it break time?
So if it was his break, if it was lunch, maybe.
How about the officer that watched an entire ball game last night?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, what about the officer that have sex with prostitutes during work time? So
what about him?
But anyways, what I didn't like was the mayor goes.
The reaction of people.
I was shocked. I was shocked, especially when there's an automatic weapon involved, and the public was exposed.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, you know what?
The mayor of Laceyville.
The public that was exposed probably should go into their physician for testing. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Or
you want to get yourself tested because it may have rubbed off. You may now have automatic weapon disease, and I'm sorry. It's this officer's fault.
That can be deadly.
Now,
so this jerk, dickhead mayor suspends the guy.
That was
what?
Nothing. Go ahead. He suspends the officer
you
for
don't
selling
say
the
AK-47.
No, I didn't. For AK-47 on the job, he's
Listen,
suspended.
People kill. The cops have killed people, and they don't get suspended without pay.
Right, but this guy sells
a
semi-automatic
weapon, AK-47, perfectly legal. What I hated was the people's responses. Oh, one person said, "Oh, it's pretty scary knowing that someone in law enforcement could be out selling guns to people. Oh, dear Lord." Another person said, "They know the law, you know. They're supposed to be protecting us."
Well, actually, a lot of times they don't know the law, but that's not the point. Now, my thing is, wait until this officer shows up to a scene and the victim was taken by the gun that he sold.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine that? Just wait for that to happen. He's going to wish he hadn't sold that automatic weapon
it won't
legally.
Happen. I'm sure it won't happen.
It's terrible.
Another mayor from another
it won't.
town that said, for him to do something so foolish, it just boggles the mind. There could have been something tragic could have happened here. I just don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What could have happened? What could have happened any more than could happen with him walking around with the gun on his hip all day, every day?
And has
what
the power to
could
kill people
have happened
with immunity?
No, I'm not even. Come on, there's
I'm
no
going
reason
there.
Because this cop doesn't seem like he's a bad cop.
No, he's probably good.
What I'm saying
there's
is,
only,
what
there's
could
only two
have
cops
happened.
in this town. It's a small town.
And one's suspended. So you know what? If you're a criminal,
that's the other thing. Go to Laceyville and have at her.
Don't do that. But we are out of time.
Oh, what?
We're out of time.
Pennsylvania.
All right. Well, okay.
Really quick, they're trying to legalize hunting with a semi-automatic weapon in Pennsylvania, which is against the law. And it's mostly the AR-15s, AK-47s.
No, it's semi-automatic rifles is what it is.
Right, but
hype and hyperbole turns it into AR-15 and assault weapons, and even the pro-gun media outlets buy into that crap.
And I hate the FUDs. This one guy says, I've been hunting for 54 years, and it's unsafe and unethical. Oh, I don't want people shooting all these guns all over the place.
Well, look, if they have an automatic out there.
Marksmanship is the most important thing we have. If you're going to spray 1,000 bullets out, come on. Almost every state allows semi-automatic weapons, and they have for decades.
All but two. I think it's Pennsylvania and Connecticut.
I just think it's the same thing. Concealed carry. Oh, my goodness, if you have concealed carry, I think you should be able to open carry, but not concealed carry.
Blood in the woods.
Yeah, blood in the woods. If you can't shoot a deer with one shot, then you're not a hunter.
Well, okay, that's fine, but why can't I do that with my AR-15?
And that's what some of these guys are saying. We got a lot of money tied up into this. Why can't we hunt with these guns?
Yeah, what's the difference?
Like
it's the
all
same.
these other states. 48 of them?
Yeah, and I've never been out hunting and someone had their automatic assault weapon and just started opening fire.
Right.
I've never had that happen. So, all right, we are out of time. See you next week.
Bye-bye.